Hello everyone, this is Mark 45 Studios here, and today we'll be taking a look at one of the Star Wars buildable action figures. This is General Grievous. Just a quick glance, you can see here's the back of the box. And here's the front of the box. Alright, you've seen the box. Let's get started to building. Alright, you've seen the box. Let's open the box now and get this figure built.
Another fine addition to my collection.
Look at this amazing behemoth. My first impression when I finished assembling Grievous all together, it's one word. Wow. Just amazing. Look at the size of this dude. He is 36 centimeters? Does it say in the box? Oh, it does say in the box. Oh, 32 centimeters. 32 centimeters. So he is a tall boy, a really tall guy, and he's definitely up there with the big figs. He's double jointed on the legs. He's got a huge build foundation. He's massive, simple, and him or Vader, because they're both about the same price. Definitely Grievous. Man, look at the size of this dude. Now, the big question that everybody is wondering is, well, Grievous isn't the only big figure that LEGO's ever made. People may think, oh yeah, Grievous is the biggest one they've ever made. Fun fact, he wasn't. Any of you Hero Factory fans watching this video? Well, if you are, you'll know Witch Doctor. One of the big figures that they've done is put now. Is Grievous Witch Doctor's new competitor? They're about the same height. Witch Doctor is, I think he's still slightly taller. If I move Grievous's arms down, then you know, I think Witch Doctor is still taller. So, yeah, Grievous is up there with Witch Doctor, and not a lot of people have done this comparison, but this is a first time, and my goodness me. Yeah, he's up, he plus, okay, Grevious and Witch Doctor. So, these two I think are the biggest, like, quote unquote, biggest, tallest LEGO action figures that they've done. That's for sure. It's very nice to see a comparison from two different themes, but it's using the same CCBS building system. So, there you go, you have your size comparison. That just shows Grievous is a pretty tall boy. So thank you, Witch Doctor. And if you haven't seen a video for Witch Doctor, I'm gonna say it right now, go check that video out. It's a pretty old video by the time you're watching this one, but you'll understand that, yeah, you used to think Witch Doctor is the tallest and biggest figure ever. Well, guess what? Grievous is the new competitor. Now, I do have his opponent, General Kenobi. Yes. I will do the review on Kenobi pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But it only makes sense we put him here next to Grievous, the iconic Star Wars opponents facing each other. Kenobi and Grievous. Kenobi is a much simpler build versus Grievous, of course, but the size, yeah. Grievous is very tall. Definitely taller than Kenobi, that's for sure. But this seems like, you know, the Star Wars duo that we all know. And yeah, definitely worth. This is a good combo, not gonna lie. This is a very, very good combo. Alright, thank you, Kenobi. Your video will come soon. There is a pack, fun fact. They've, in the beginning of these buildable figures, LEGO's released a dual pack. So they've done Kenobi and Grievous in one set, and they've also done Vader and Luke in one set. So there's that. And I have to sit so far back because Grievous is very tall and he's barely fit in frame. So the first thing you'll notice of Grievous is that he uses two torsos. In fact, he uses the XL super large torso, and he uses a standard torso, standard Hero Factory CCBS torso on the back. So the back is actually pretty well covered, not to say the least. And the thing is with Grievous that he is pretty bony, which is acceptable because Grievous is a cyborg. So it actually makes sense that they don't cover him so much with a lot of armor. He's supposed to be like very skeletal. And that's the whole point of it. That's why some people think, oh, there's not enough armor on him. Actually, it's a decent amount of armor on him. I think they've got the balance right in terms of getting coverage all over this figure. You know, when CCBS was first introduced, I actually thought when I was a little child, I was like, what if I could make a Grievous with CCBS? It's possible, right? Well, my prayers have been answered. We now have a physical Grievous form with CCBS. So there are a lot of things we gotta go over, and a lot of things I'm very impressed by. So let's get right to it. So let's start off with the legs, which are some of the most finest builds I've seen, and I've never spent taking this long building these legs, apart from Witch Doctor, but you know. So the first thing you'll notice, I'm gonna move the camera closer, if you guys can see, because it's getting painful for me to reach. Okay, so you can see the feet are actually using these talon claws, very nice feet. They're using a combination of the big beast feet, and on the back they use a smaller beast feet. So it's a combination of both, and that will really help with the foundation, because this is, after all, a very heavy figure. So it only makes sense that they do something like that. And then we move on up here. You can see it's actually double jointed on different angles. So it's double jointed parallelly, and then up here it's double jointed like side to side. I don't even know how to put this in words, but you can see here that they use a giant Technic lift arm to continue the rest of the legs. I would say maybe put a little bit of coverage here, because I don't like exposed lift arms. This part is a little bit awkward, but I think it really gives them more of the bony look, that's for sure. And then they use these, I don't know what these pieces are called, but these are used in Technic, and not bad at all with the usage of these pieces. And then we move on to the knees. The knees are actually pretty well covered. They used the larger armor piece, which in this case is acceptable. I mean the color scheme is fine with the sandstone color, but it works well for sure. And I like how they had this sticking out, so it's not like completely attached to the rest of the legs. It's sort of like standing out on its own, and I think that's interesting idea on that. And then we move further up, you'll notice all of this is double jointed with only one pair of friction adders. You expect this guy to use a ton. No, they only actually use one pair up here. And they've kind of adapted with the Black Phantom Rocka XL style, where they had the legs back here. You connected to the rest of the lower body, the waist, so for a sturdier foundation, so the legs wouldn't topple off so easily off the actual figure. And the back here, they connected the double joints using these pieces. Never seen that before. It's quite a new, fresh, interesting take for me. And again, maybe a little bit of coverage, because maybe that's a little bit too exposed, but the whole point of like the boniness is really what defines him. At least they actually put some armor up here, that's good. And yeah, so in terms of the legs, it's big and it's sturdy enough to hold a relatively heavy upper section of the figure. So pretty well done on the legs, that's for sure. Oh my goodness. Alright, and then moving up here we have the main body. This uses the new Bionicle rib cage skeletal body pieces. This one's in gunmetal gray. Very nice piece, and again, it really helps him with his bony structure, more his robotic cyborg structure. So that's great. And then we have an exclusive chest print up here. And this is where really all the coverage happens. It's all around his head. This area here is all covered. That is good. So, because that's where his like internal organs are, and that's where Kenobi, you know, rips them open and kills them there. But it's a simple design. I like how the way it's been put together on there. I also like how they use more chest pieces. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. Chest pieces to act as coverage for the shoulders. That is pretty smart. I think that's a relatively good idea. Never thought of using chest pieces. I actually thought of using like more like spiky pieces or like just another armor add-on piece, not chest pieces. So that's quite interesting. And then the head is quite nice, good high quality mold. I mean, all these Star Wars figures here use a high quality head mold. And Grievous, this is pretty nice, not bad for a cyborg. Maybe it doesn't look as mean as I anticipated. Like maybe make him more like a frown face, but I like what they've done here. It's pretty straightforward, and that looks pretty realistic to the actual Grievous we see in the movies and the Clone Wars and anywhere where you'll see Grievous. So yeah. And then before we go into the arms, let's just take a quick look at the back. You can see this whole part here is a very interesting CCBS build style here. I like how they use this to cover the neck. That's a smart choice. This armor piece goes back there, so it's not too much covered on the back, but it's gotten there. It's tolerable. Now for the arms, you can see the arms are skeletal, but when it gets to the waist, it's using these new shoulder or like these new armor pieces. Normally, for the other figures, they'll use them for legs. But in this case, for Grievous, it's using his waists. And so, again, Grievous has 4 arms, as you would probably expect, right? So, and all 4 arms are built the exact same style. It's the same thing, nothing more. And of course, he's got 4 lightsabers, as you can see, 2 blue and 2 green. Makes sense for Grievous. I think Grievous sometimes switches this up. These sabers are from the Jedi victims that he's murdered. So this set for sure will offer you a ton of lightsabers, 4 of them to be exact. And I think that's a pretty smart idea. Now, Grievous doesn't always have to be in 4 arms. You know, most of the time he's on 2. And that's what these Technic pieces on his waist come in. These pins will lock his arms together to give him 2 arms. Now, there's one problem there, and that is you're going to have to remove the lightsabers. So, to do that, you first need to remove these blades, the bottom blades. So this has to go. Or you can keep them on and keep the blades differently, but to me it looks awkward, so I'm just going to do it the legit way. Now, you see this connector piece here? You just lock it together with this piece. If I can get it. You gotta sort of bend it over. Oh yes, you gotta remove this bottom piece here too as well. Oh, don't fall over, Grievous. Okay, so you're going to need to move this over a bit. So you'll notice the bones won't exactly align, so you're gonna have to do a little bit of adjustment to get these locked, matched, lined up so they can lock in place. So you just, like that, wonderful. And then to give him lightsabers again, you just take a bottom piece, you stick it on there, so you're gonna have to do something like this. Yeah, alright. Same thing with the other side. You take the bottom off here, then you move it back so you can line it up. You snap it together. Take a bottom piece and return it like that. So, this, okay, sorry, I got sabers all over the place. This is what Grievous will look like with his 4 arms combined into 2. So you can see, it's fine. I would honestly prefer him with 4 arms better than 2, but it is an alternate option if you don't want 4-armed Grievous. However, there is one problem with this, and that is now he has 10 fingers on each hand. And personally, I'm not a big fan of that. It looks kind of awkward. That's why I would prefer 4-armed Grievous instead. But there you go. That's what 2-armed Grievous looks like with this put together. Not much of a difference. It's just a little slight change in terms of looks and a 10 fingered hand on each side. So yeah, so apart from that, that is really it for Grievous. So let me just reset all this and then we're gonna wrap up the video. So Grievous, oh ho ho ho, what a set, that's for sure. This is quite the figure. It's not what you normally get, and he's definitely bigger than the actual box. So to purchase this, it's so worth it, man. You get a huge bang for your buck. You would think picking up the box, you're like, it's probably not that big, probably about Darth Vader tall. Psych! Look how tall this thing is, 32 centimeters, almost as tall as Witch Doctor, which had a much larger box. So, yeah, well done, Lego. Well done on Grievous. It's a super well constructed figure. Every aspect of it, even its lack of coverage, it all makes sense, and I really like it with Grievous. It just works perfectly, and I think they've done a very, very good job on this one. So good job, Lego. I'm gonna give Grievous a 9 out of 10. The only thing I may not like is when you put the 4 arms, when you put them together into 2, and then the hands are gonna be kind of weird with 10 fingers, and I'm not that big of a fan of that. But apart from that, the structure, the look, everything about this Grievous is fantastic. And if you are a Grievous fan and you collect Lego, yes, the Grievous minifigure is good, but please look at this Grievous, set 75112, General Grievous buildable figure. You gotta pick this one up. Please, just do it. And if you don't have Witch Doctor, this is the perfect alternative. I'm just gonna call this Witch Doctor number 2. So, this is amazing. That's it. Yeah, what more can I say with this amazing figure? So that's all I gotta say for Grievous. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this particularly fun to make review. This review was really fun to make, believe me. I had never had this much fun than compared to the other figures I've done. This one in particular is a blast. So hope you guys enjoyed. So hit the like button or dislike, anything will help, and subscribe to the channel for more, because more are on the way. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.